Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Sorry there's been a gap, I just got busy with other things really. I built a raiding troll car and yeah, just life gets in the way sometimes. Right, so bit of a catch-up time. Let's spin the camera around. You can see I've put the track back to the layout that it originally had. If you remember, one of the last videos was me having a dilemma about how to get more access to that area. I fiddled about with different layouts. You saw me doing some of that on camera, and basically whatever I did, I just wasn't happy with how the track flowed. I didn't like reducing this straight here, and I just felt it really compromised the track, so I've gone back to that layout. Now there's a few ways I think I'm going to resolve it. I think I'm going to put a cutout in here, which I may do today and show you on camera. That won't be ideal, won't be as good as what I originally had in terms of like trying to have something behind the track so the person there wasn't in the way, but I can do it so that if there is a person sitting in there, they can be sitting down most of the time and just jump up and get a car if needed. I think that's the best compromise. I just don't want to ruin the layout of the track. Another thing that really occurred to me is at the moment I've got all these building materials down here which have been from building a track, which actually stick out probably about 400 millimeters. So part of my issue was that people, when they were let's spin the camera around. You know, when I've got the drivers standing all along here, they're sort of moving further out and getting in the way. Well, if we've got another 400 mil there, that's going to make quite a difference. So that's sort of my reasoning behind what I was thinking there. The other thing I mentioned to you before was that I was going to try and solve this. You can see how much the track is sagging over that crossover area, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to deal with that today. And if I can get these out, didn't prepare for this very well. This is tile edging or tile trim. As you can see, that bracing looks very much like truss, doesn't it? So that's what I'm going to use to do that, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So yeah, join me on this one. I'm not sure there's going to be that much, but I wanted to give you an update, wanted to let you know what was going on, and we'll do that today. Something that's happened, I've just noticed. I use this quite often as a device to hold the camera, and I sucker it to the ceiling in places. And there must have been a temperature change, and I've got some damage. Look at that, it must have dropped down. I noticed that that was on the floor when I came in just now. It must have dropped down there and smashed that. So that's a bit of a problem. Well, could have been worse, could have been falling on a car or something, but I'm going to have to work out a way of repairing that or change that part. It's a bit of a bugger, but these things happen, could have been worse. Right, let's crack on. So I'm going to start by, I need to, I said to before how my wife's bike and a few other bits and bobs live under there. So I need to clear all that out and work out where I'm going to put this frame. That frame I made in the last video, which was a frame that was big enough for me to get through comfortably. Work out where that can actually be positioned, somewhere over there, but avoiding this cabinet because that cabinet goes back. I may consider bringing that cabinet forward, but that won't be as easy as it appears. Right, I'm going to crack on. Okay, I've positioned myself in the middle of the track section. That's the bridge that goes over, a bit underneath and round. I've removed the grass. That's only temporary, that grass anyway. And I've had a good look underneath, measure up where everything is. There's a bearer that goes along here with the framework underneath, which we will cut into. I'm not too fussed about that because I think this framework will support it anyway. And I've marked out where this is going to go. This will be on the underside, obviously. So that's that line or square that or rectangle you can see there is the inside face. So I just need to come slightly over it to allow my piece to drop in to the frame, the removable section, and then this frame will be screwed to the underside or through to the underside, and that'll give me all the support. So I'm going to do that now. You can see what I've done here. There's actually a joint already in the ply from when I originally built it. There's no bare under there. I don't even know what these screws are doing, to be honest. So that'll be like my overlap there. That's going to work quite nicely. And I'll just mark it up here, sort of 10 mil past the line, and then cut that out, and that will give me my piece to drop in. So not turning out too bad. I don't think I need to move the cabinet underneath. I think we'll be all right, which is just as well, because that wouldn't have been easy, because it's kind of fixed to all the framework underneath. In hindsight, it would have been better further that way anyway, but it's done now. I'm not changing it now. Right, so I'm going to crack on and get that done. Right, I've cut that out, and I'm now, you can see, I'm now actually standing in the hole. So what I need to do now is attach that. Just clamp that framework in place. So I'm just going to chuck some screws down there. Oh yeah, they're in the pocket. Better just wind these straight in, really. Actually, do you know what? I will pilot drill them. Seems I have it here anyway. Well, there you go. That works really well. So yeah, I just went around, cleaned up all the edges, made sure there was no sharp edges, put a couple of sort of handles. These are P-clips, cable P-clips. A couple of handles on the bottom end of the underside of the removable section, just to make it easier to get hold of. But yeah, this is going to make such a difference, not just with getting access to where cars have come off, but for just working on the track. Just gives me so much more access to get to, sorry, let's get the camera better, to get to areas just to work on it, really. So yeah, it's going to make a big difference. I'm glad I did decide to do it. I can get to most areas now, even areas around there. What I will probably do in the later part of the build is I'll probably, on this side here, once I put the crash barrier on, I may actually hide a small claw, so that when the person's here, they may be able to just grab that claw, get it. But I think this is going to work well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a tidy up, get the grass back on there, cut the grass around the opening, and then I shall work on the bridge sections.